Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel, Julia McNeill Crafts. So today we have No Spend November. Yay! I love doing spend freeze challenges like this. So this one has been hosted by Sabrina, Kaye, the country crafter. I love her channel. She's just so bubbly and yeah, absolutely adore her. So when she put a call out for a collab, had to join in that one. So we are going to be not spending anything in November. We are going to be making a card this week, an altered item next week, either bag or bag topper on the third week, and on the fourth week we are doing a tag. And then we are to set ourselves our own personal theme and stick to that. So that's the bit I had difficulty with, but I've decided to go for the theme Alice in Wonderland because I seem to hoard papers that are anything that's remotely Alice in Wonderland themed, and I've bought it. I'm such a sucker for it, and then they have all sat on my, this is sat probably in my stash for over a year, and I've barely touched it because it, I don't know, it just becomes too precious. So I am going to do some stash busting of all my Alice in Wonderland goodies. So I bought that, and I also have an ephemera pack here, and I just thought I would make a little card. So that is what I'm going to do with you now. Yeah, so I'll just layer that up with you now. I have already just cut down the first blank piece, and then I've just got a load of random bits there, and we will try and pop them together and make ourselves a nice quick card. Now unfortunately I have, my actual glue has run out, so I'm using these sticky dots, which I haven't used in years, but it used to be the only thing I used, and now it's like, oh, where's my wet glue gone? So yeah, I will be needing to needing to reorder stuff, but I can't because I'm on a no spend November. So I'm having to use the glue I've got. It's funny, I once did a no spend challenge. I actually did the no spend November last year, but years and years ago I challenged myself not to do any craft spending for 6 months, and I actually stuck to it. I'm quite surprised, nobody thought I would, but I did actually stick to it. And I was thinking, you know, if I crafted non-stop for now I'm going to have to go around this, but non-stop for 6 months, that I would make such a dent in my stash, it would be amazing. And honestly, you could barely notice the difference. It was quite scary. So I'm just putting a bit of black edging round. I always find that this works really well to frame the card, and it draws your eye in. So now I am just going to play with different elements and see how we get on with it. Okay, so I keep going to pick up my wet glue and I just know it's not working. Right, I'll have to see. I'm sure I might have something in my stash somewhere that I can start to use. Yes, I'm just going to randomly stick some of these elements together. Should we give this spoon a bit of a shape? Why not? Actually, I'll just get my wee Heartfelt Creations. Love this thing. So good for adding shape and dimension to things. Right, let's get this big one out here. So we want it to sort of come in, I think, like this. Make it nice and rounded. I'm trying to think of what a spoon shape would be. Okay. I like to add dimension to a card. I think that's what helps to give it a bit more interest when we start doing things like that. Probably got the piddliest, tiniest 3D foam here. I'll probably come to regret that later, but we'll see how we go. Okay, put my little spoon there. I'm just building up the layers here, and we'll see how we get on with it all. Oops. Yeah, so there are 30 ladies taking part, which is amazing. So all of their details will be in the description box below, so please do check them out. I know that I am going to be spending my Saturday binge watching on YouTube because, you know, I'm just as excited to see what all the lovely ladies will have done. So yeah, it's always exciting, and I always love seeing everybody's interpretation of these different things. So if you're joining in the No Spend November and you want some goodies, I do have a giveaway going. I'm hoping Sabrina doesn't mind me mentioning that. Okay, let's see how we go. I don't want, no, I want to hide that key. Let's pop that there then. So yeah, kits like this are so handy, and you've just got all the elements, so you really don't have to think about it too much, which is quite nice. And you can get a really nice effect. So I'm thinking that doing something along the lines of that, and then I'll maybe raise my teacup up as well. Okay, give this a bit of shape. I'm going to want a bigger bit of 3D foam than what I've got. Okay, so I've added that 3D foam and stuck the cup down. I think we're probably almost there. I'm going to cut into this rose a little bit in various places, and just so that we can try and again add a bit more shape and dimension to that. And then we can maybe pop that up on a bit of 3D foam as well. So a nice quick and easy card, which is good because I am being a last minute Annie as always, and finishing this at last minute. It's not what I'd meant to do, but yes, that's just the way the day's gone. Just the way the day's gone today. Right, I'm going to have to, oh no, I'm going to say I'm going to have to try and find a wet glue to get my butterfly down, but we'll see. Let's see if we can manage it with these funny little sticky dot things, which I've put aside. That's funny. I used to think, honestly, thought these were the best things ever, and now it's like everything sticks to them. Drives me insane now. Okay. Put that there. Okay. I'm liking that. Okay, so I've just got a fine liner pen, and I am going to do my doodling. It's just, for me, things are not complete unless we have a few doodles. So I'm not bothered about my lines being perfectly straight. Just again adds a little bit of detail that I quite like. So I'm just sort of drawing a bit of a line round it, and then randomly in different places I will put a little squiggle. So I don't know, for me these things, it's like sometimes I try, sometimes I think, right, okay, I'm not going to do any doodling on this one, or I'm not going to put a border on this one, I'm going to manage not to, and then I just look at it and think, oh, it doesn't look finished, and end up having to do it anyway. Okay, so, and then I've also just pulled out some different gems that I think might go. I have these ones from Creative Expressions, and they seem to have the nice teal colours that we've got going on there, so I'm thinking that a few of these dotted about. When they're big gems like this, I sort of like them a bit kind of hidden and just sort of peeping out from various places. Okay. Put one on the spoon. I quite like that. Now I'm going to have to use my Nuvo drops here as glue, because my wet glue is just really not happy. So I will do it like that instead. It should still adhere, so I might put a nice big bit of bling on that spoon. Okay. Oops. And then I'll gradually pop these down, and then I've got a few other little diamantes that we can stick on as well. Oops, that's a bit too far tucked under. I want to actually be, if I'm using expensive bling like that, I do want to be able to see it. I just prefer it when it's not sort of fully in your face. I sort of like it peeping out from behind. Okay. And let's put one down here as well. Okay. And then I have some coloured ones. So I like to sort of cluster my gems and sort of have them dotted about and coming out from the main feature. So again, it's one of those tricks that the eye, I've contained it because of the frame, and I've sort of used the rule of thirds, like that's taken up a third of the room there, but I'm wanting to pull the eye into it, and so like the eye will sort of gradually follow this line, and that's why I find it's a technique that I use quite a lot, having sort of groups of gems kind of coming out from the main element. And again, I am doing it in groups of 3. So I went to put an extra gem there and it didn't work there, and it didn't work there, and it's because we then started going into the 4th gem and it just doesn't seem to work. The eye likes it's more aesthetically pleasing to have it in a group of 3 like that. Now I'm just going to pop a bit of glossy, well this isn't glossy accents, it's Nouveau drops just down the centre of the butterfly there, and I am just going to sprinkle a little bit of glitter down there. I'll knock that off, oops. And then I think what I might do, which might be quite fun, is let's put the Nouveau drops. I have tried to use glossy accent for this sort of technique and never got on with it. Always found there was massive bubbles. But I find the transparent Nouveau drops fantastic stuff. I'm actually now wishing I hadn't stuck that down, because I think it would have been quite cool to have had real staples over that feature, but I think that might just be a bit tricky to try and... I'm actually just going to go with it. I think that might be a bit tricky to try and do now. So I'm just going to put this on so that the key will have that extra element to it. Again, I like to build lots of layers in any of my work, whether it's a simple card or a journal page. I just like there to be lots of different elements. And I'm just going to pull that back in because it's gone out with the key, but I'm just thinking that'll give the key that sort of metallic finish once it has dried. And then finally I am going to do some white splashes. I was sorting through my paints and things the other day and discovered that I had this that I bought years ago when I kind of first got into art journaling. Totally forgot I had it. It's Daler Rowney Artist Acrylic Ink. So this is a white acrylic ink. So because it's acrylic ink, I'm thinking it's going to be quite opaque. So let's give that a try. I'm just giving it a good shake because it has been a good few years since I've used it. And I'm thinking it's going to be awesome for splatters. So I'm going to try and avoid the key, seeing as it's still drying. Well, actually they are very opaque. So glad I rediscovered I had these. Who knew? I bought it even before I knew splashes were my thing. Okay, so I've just added a few splashes there. I am delighted with that little card. Finally using up some of that stash that you buy and think you can't live without and then never seem to use. So I think that's what's fun about challenges like that. It makes us use the stuff that we fell in love with rather than it going to waste. So there we go. That is my card for this week's challenge. Please do tune in next week for the next make, and please do check out what all the other lovely ladies have made. I know that you are going to be immensely inspired because they are an amazing bunch of talented crafters. If you have enjoyed it here, please do consider liking and subscribing, and I will be back again very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.